You always did prefer a straight-up fight.
And you're always good at helping me find them.
Today on Shooting Up Mass Effect 3 Review. Hello guys, Gregor here for Basement Kings. Today we're going to talk about Mass Effect 3. The first things I really noticed about the game are the controls. They're actually pretty solid. Compared to 2 and 1, they're just about the same. But in 3, there's definitely a difference in combat. Mass Effect combat has gone through a little bit of an overhaul, I think, in Part 3. Part 2 was a lot more action-based, and I think Part 3 really brings the action-based play to face. It's a lot more like Gears of War, which is fine by me. I love Gears of War. The RPG facts in it, though, the stuff to take away from that is a little discerning. We'll talk about that later. I'm talking about controls right now. It does feel a little stiff, but I always felt like Gears of War and Mass Effect has felt stiff. It works, though. It works out fine. You're in big battles, you can control your team, and I like it. So I guess I'm going to give controls a 7.5 out of 10. And moving on to graphics. I don't know how BioWare does it, but they always seem to push more out of the systems they're using. Mass Effect 3 compared to 2 and 1 definitely has better graphics. As I'm showing you in the scene, this is actually the DLC right here. Day 1 DLC, which we'll talk about a little bit later. You can see out when Shepard gets out here, it's so lush. It looks absolutely amazing. They always do good backdrops off in the distance, it's all real. And the players themselves actually look good. If you compare how the players look to Mass Effect 1 and 2, you can tell that there's more sprites in the screen. It pops off it a little bit better, and I think the dynamic lighting is a lot better for the whole experience of the game. Moving on to this scene right here, I first played this game, I thought that was the actual Normandy, and it's not. It's a kid playing with a toy. That just shows me right off the bat that the graphics are immensely good. I'm going to give the graphics in this game an 8 out of 10. The story in Mass Effect 3 is massive. It's a galactic scale war facing terrorists that you can't kill. I really felt like they pulled you in with the story, made you really feel for what was happening with the characters, what was happening around them. Just the whole experience was like a big punch to the face that you wanted, that you loved. As you progress through the game, you have to get more people and more assets to help you fight this war against these unstoppable beings. It's absolutely overwhelming. It's an amazing feeling, though, when you help yourself get closer to this goal of this one last stand at Earth, this one last battle that you're going to go through. I do think it was drawn out a little bit towards the end, but not enough to say anything bad about it. I mean, it's just something I noticed. The only gripe I have with the story is I put a character through this game for 3 games, and then the ending. And I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. It's just one of those moments where you're like, Halo 2, I want to kill you right at the end, and yeah. The gameplay and the story are definitely, the story's definitely taking a hit for that. It's going to get, I think, a 5 out of 10 for me. And there's going to be a lot of fanboys out there mad at me, but that's just the way it's got to be. And moving on to sound here. That's nothing too out of the ordinary. It's standard Mass Effect fare. All really well done. The voice acting is really well. I'm going to let you listen into a conversation just so you can get a grasp of how well the voice acting is.
I know. The Alliance did what it could to evacuate colonists, but Cerberus came in so quickly.
If we find survivors, we'll do what we can. What about this artifact? Is it part of the Prothean device we found on Mars?
The Alliance didn't get any specifics about what Cerberus has uncovered. But whatever it is, it's better off with us than with
As
Cerberus.
always, very well done voice acting.
Close to the dig site as I can.
Good transitions with the voice acting
No way
too.
we'll avoid detection, but you should have a few minutes.
Appreciate it.
All part of the service, Commander.
All right, everyone. Get ready to move.
Sounds and voiceovers will get a 9 out of 10.
Get to the dig site before Cerberus knows we're here.
And moving on to the last subject I want to cover is replayability on here. I think with Mass Effect 1 and 2, the replayability of these two games were absolutely immense. You wanted to go through the games more. You wanted different scenarios, you wanted to level your character up. You wanted to carry this over to Mass Effect 3. It was going to be an amazing thing. You're going to affect the ending of the whole outcome. After beating Mass Effect 3, I can honestly say I really don't have any desire to put it back in at all. I saw the ending. I wasn't happy. I just don't want to play it anymore. Now, that's not to say I didn't enjoy it or anything like that. I was just deterred from it. And now I feel like maybe they should have went a different way with the ending. There is multiplayer on here, but it's a little shallow and empty. It doesn't really affect the gameplay too much. It can affect your outcome at the ending, but nothing to really push. It's Horde mode 3.0 for Mass Effect. It's just hashed together really hardcore at the end. So I'm gonna give replayability a 6 out of 10. Before I give my final review, I really want to talk about the Day 1 DLC. When it first came out, I understand companies need to make money, so if they have a different team, separate team making it, I kind of understand where they're coming from with it. They need to make profit. But when you have Day 1 DLC and it includes something so important as a main character in your party that pertains to the backstory of the whole entire universe of this game, and coming to find out later that you put the infrastructure already on the disc and everything, it kinda is like a punch to the face, low blow. I don't know why they did it. There's gonna be people out there that disagree with me, but there's a lot of people that agree with me. For a company to do that, it's just low blow. There actually is one last thing I want to say. I said earlier I would talk about this. The RPG elements of Mass Effect 3 are dialed down so much. It's absolutely insane. It's cool. I like the action part of it. You can customize weapons, customize who you are and everything. But you're very limited in your armor and stuff. There is no inventory system. And coming from the beginning, I feel let down a little bit about this. I love my inventory. I love RPGs. And it really is a different game. It's really heavy action. Not so much RPG, and I even played through the RPG to the end, part of the Mass Effect 3 campaign, and it was a slight letdown. So the overall view of this game is a decent game. I would definitely recommend buying it, especially if you played Part 1 and Part 2, but be ready to be let down a little bit at the end. Overall, I'm going to give the game a 7.1 out of 10. FYI, you probably feel like you'll have a hangover after playing this game. And if you don't like that, here's a couch potato. Visit basementkings.com.
Ash?
Oh.
What have we here?
Oh, sir. Off duty. Your voice? Sir, not so loud. Please, thank you.
Why are you curled up on the floor?
Am I? Oh, my head. So heavy. Can't move.
Ah. Enjoy your evening?
I'll be back to work in 30. Maybe 40. I swear. Just give me 45 minutes. Shh.
How did you end up in this sorry state?
Just wanted to let off some steam. Vega said he had just the thing to take my mind off stuff.
And did that thing come in a bottle?
Yes.
This empty bottle?
It's empty. Oh boy.
You know, I think it might be time to test the fire alarm.
I'll pay you 1,000,000 credits not to do that, sir.
2 million, and we have a deal.
You're a damn space pirate.
I could order Joker to sing to you over the comm.
I hate you.
I hate you...
Sir.
As you were, Williams.
Cold floor.
BasementKings.com